Yeah, hi, good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Is it streaming fine? Please confirm. Yes, good evening to all of you. Or some of you have joined. Is this Kriti, Shivya, Harshita? Okay. Am I audible? Is it streaming fine? Yeah, good evening, Mitwash. Okay, you people have a different name here. Okay. Please confirm if my screen is visible. Is the screen visible? Please confirm whether my screen is visible. Okay, screen is visible. Some of you have confirmed. See, the agenda of today's class is to ensure that before other people's start the preparation, you have an edge over others. You are not wasting this very crucial week. You are not wasting this very crucial week in speculation whether you will clear the exam or not, the prelims examination. But you all know that surely the exam of mains will happen in August, beyond doubt. And till the time result is declared, it may take 15 to 20 days for UPSC to declare the result. So you have to use this time very, very wisely. And the institute has decided to go with the syllabus of ethics and to cover the broad dimensions of ethics. The purpose was because ethics is something that requires consistent practice, and most of you have not read ethics, not gone through the ethics, at least in last 6 months. So if you start with the ethics this time, it will make you get a kind of head start. Okay, it will be a kind of great leap forward for you to complete broad units of the ethics. So let us have a look what is the syllabus of ethics in UPSC, and very importantly, what we will be doing in today's session, that will also be the agenda of the class. See, this is the syllabus of ethics. It says the paper will include questions to test candidates' attitude and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity, public life, and his problem solving approach. See, there will be conflicts given in the form of case study, given in the form of questions, and UPSC will try to test whether you are able to solve this problem in an innovative manner or not. So always mind this word, that test candidates attitude means your attitude should be of the level that you are able to solve the problem. Your attitude should be problem solving approach. For example, a few years back, they asked one question. There is an old lady and you are a PDS officer, and the lady does not have the documents. So will you give the ration to that lady or not? And think about a case that happened in Jharkhand. In that, a 12-year-old girl was not given food and she died of starvation just because of the biometric mismatch. So, see, on the one hand, they are asking the case study whether you give that old lady the ration as she does not have the required relevant document. And on the other hand, one girl is dying in Jharkhand. It was reported in Indian Express. So, in some way, I am trying to say that the attitude of the bureaucrat in the Jharkhand was negative. The attitude was not problem solving. The problem was how to ensure that biometric mismatch can be overcome and the desired food and the entitled food or ration reach the at the home of the family of the girl. So this attitude part is very, very important, and the approach to issues relating to integrity, probity, and public life. So whether you have these values or not, these are the foundational value of civil services, and civil servant must possess these values. And you see, they are saying various issues, conflict faced by him in dealing with the society. You are dealing with the society. Today, I will show you one more case study that says you are leading a team in disaster management, and the team is led by you, and people in the disaster you have to rescue. And the people affected by the disaster are getting hostile and getting violent. They have attacked your team member. So, what will be your approach? You are dealing with the society. Whether these people should continue the rescue operation, those are led by your team member, or they should abort the mission just because the people have attacked on you. So, this shows whether you are integral in approach, whether you are able to solve the issues and conflict faced by the society. And it says questions may utilize case study approach to determine these aspects. And this is the syllabus of, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So broadly there are 7 units and 1 unit is related to case study. So my objective is, in this week I will be covering 1 unit is related to attitude and another unit is related to emotional intelligence. These are small units, but these 2 units will set the foundation for rest all the units. See, the very opening statement of the syllabus says test the candidate's attitude. That's why I have decided take the syllabus of the unit called attitude so that you can learn better. Without wasting much time, I will show you what is the demand of UPSC with respect to the answers of the ethics. See, what is needed in ethics answer? I have summarized this in the form of MAC. MAC is first, your answer must have multidimensionality. First, your answers must have multidimensionality. Means you should always try to open the question in multiple perspective. I am 22 doing CA. Shall I complete it? Uh, First of all, let me complete the lecture. Then I will take your all the doubts, and I will also give you my email ID so that you can access that and ask your any doubts if you have. Okay, or the Telegram access I will provide you. Now, see what is needed in ethics answer. This is very important, and I have summarized it like MAC. So this MAC is M for multidimensionality. Always try to break your answer in multiple dimensions. Never go for writing excessive in one particular dimension. What does it mean? I will show you when I will be discussing the answer. Second, your answer must have arguments. Your answer must have arguments, and your answer must have examples. So argument must be there, and that argument must be supported by, substantiated by the example. And you should always keep this in mind. Never ever write only arguments or only examples. If you are writing only examples, say if there is a question called uh, integrity without knowledge. Integrity without knowledge is waste, means of no use. And you are saying that the Panchayati Raj institution, although they are integral, but they lack knowledge how to execute it. So you should never write in the first instance that okay, Panchayati Raj system are the institutions that are having integrity but lack knowledge. This is the example what I say. First, you have to give the argument that why it is wasteful. Because if there is integrity and not having knowledge, then they are not able to deliver based on the demand of the people in the local area. Then after writing this argument, you will give the example that Panchayati Raj institutions are facing this problem. So this MAC part is very important. And C for current affair. I will also demonstrate how current affairs are very important part when it comes to the ethics answer writing. Let us move to see the unit of attitude and what are the topics mentioned in the syllabus. The topic mentioned are the content, structure, function, influence of attitude. Influence of attitude means the positive attitude, the negative attitude, what will be the influence. Next is a relation between the attitude, thoughts, and behavior. Then moral attitude, political attitude, social influence, and persuasion. Okay, these are the topics of the syllabus. Let us discuss one by one. What does it mean? Before moving that, I will show you what kind of previous year questions have been asked from this unit. See, question is, what factors affect formation of person's attitude? What are the factors that affect person's attitude towards social problem? This is called factors that affect attitude formation. Then in our society, contrasting attitudes are prevalent about many social problems. Social problems you can think about like dowry, uh, like a child labor, child marriage. These are the social factor, and there are prevalent a contrasting attitude. Some people says yes, it's okay to take dowry. Others says no, it is a crime. Despite having law in place, these evils continue. Then you see the next question, important component that goes as input for the development of human being. How to build a suitable attitude needed for a public servant. Okay, how to build a suitable attitude. Then again, There are some institutions that build attitude, and there are some means that are important to build the attitude. I will reflect you how. Then you see there are two different kinds of attitude exhibited by the public servant towards their work. Okay, now you see there are different type of attitude that are exhibited by the public servant towards their work. Then the same question is asked by here. The rules and regulation provided by the civil servants are same. Rules and regulations are same. Yet positive minded officer means an officer that have a positive attitude and interpret the rules and regulation in the favor of the case and achieve success. Whereas negative minded officer unable to achieve the goal. The same thing what I have said. In the same question they have asked. Different kind of attitude exhibited by the public servants towards their work. It can be the positive, it can be negative. See the same question in 2015, again 2022. Then again see in this question was asked again in 2024. I think the wisdom lies in knowing what to reckon and what to overlook. An officer being engrossed with the periphery, ignoring the core issues before him, is no rare in bureaucracy. Means negative minded officer, those are engrossed in periphery, not focusing on the core, are not rare in bureaucracy. UPSC is saying that such officers are very, very common in the civil services. But do you agree that such preoccupation of an administration lead to travesty of justice? Means if bureaucracy is having negative attitude, there will be travesty of justice. Justice will not be delivered. Then to the cause of effective service delivery and good governance. You have to critically analyze this. Now you see the next. I am demonstrating how the same question is being asked three times. 15, 2022, then again 23 or 24. Then the same thing, mindless addiction to form, ignoring the substance of the matter. Means the bureaucracy is addicted to the form, that red tapeism type of thing. That okay, uh, we are more focused on the manner the work should be done rather than the actual substance. Means interdepartmental problem can be there. Okay, like this thing can be done by that ministry. Very, very important news article was there that Lokpal has rejected 90% of the complaint just based on the thing that these complaints are not filed in a particular format. What kind of system you are? Lokpal has been established to investigate the corruption complaints, and the Lokpal is rejecting the complaints based on the ground that it has not been filed in a proper format. Is not the case of the same thing, that mindless addiction to the form, ignoring the substance of the matter, resulting in rendering of injustice. Of course, it will lead to injustice because you have not investigated the complaint, you have not focused on the substance of the matter. A, pres- a perceptive civil servant is one who ignores such literalness and carries out true intent. So, true civil servant must be of positive mindset. So this is the influence of attitude. See again, the positive attitude is considered as essential characteristics of civil servant. The very opening statement of the syllabus says there should be positive attitude. The attitude should be such that is problem solving in approach. Okay, then see again why whistleblowers are not revealing the corruption. Whistleblower who reports corruption, illegal activity, wrongdoing, misconduct to concerned authority run the risk of being exposed to grave danger, physical harm and victimization, vested interest in accused person and his team. What policy measures would you suggest to strengthen that? Don't you think while writing the policy measure, you will also be mentioning that it requires attitude change? You all know whistleblower called Satyendra Jain, NHAI engineer. Okay, then one more question you see in Indian culture. Yes, in Indian culture and value system, equal opportunity have been provided irrespective of gender identity. The number of women in public service has been steadily increasing over the years. Examine the gender specific challenge faced by the women, suggest suitable measures to increase their efficiency, discharging their duty and maintain high standard of probity. Again, when you are saying examine the challenges, you will be writing legal challenges, you will be writing the challenges related to patriarchy. Very, very important component will be challenges related to attitude. So I hope as you have seen the question paper, you will realize that they have never asked very, very factual question like what is the content of the attitude, what is the structure of the attitude, what is the function of attitude. They have never asked. And I am hopeful they will never ask these things, because if they ask what are the functions of attitude, they are not able to check your intent or your attitude. If they ask for this factual information, it reflects that they are trying to see how much you have memorized, but that is not the intent of the ethics paper. That's why they ask question from these many points. So I have prepared the lecture to some extent considering the previous year question and how you will be doing that. Just for your understanding, I am telling you, a structure means what is the strength of your attitude, whether you are having a strong positive attitude particular about something or a strong negative attitude. So this is called x axis and this is y axis. These are the positive elements, these are the negative elements. And if your attitude is not formed on a particular aspect, it shows that you have an ambivalence idea. You are not very, very clear about that, whether it should be there or not. For example, if I talk about the corruption, all of you must be having a strong negative attitude towards corruption. Or dowry, all sensible person must have a anti or a strong negative attitude towards dowry. If I talk about there should be women empowerment or not, you will say yes, there should be women empowerment. So that is a strong positive attitude. I hope this is clear. So that is called structure. Never ever be confused about that. Then you see, these are the functions. I will not take much time. Just look at it. Function of the attitude is knowledge function, means you will develop your understanding. First of all, let me give you one line heading, one line definition of attitude so that your understanding is very, very clear. Attitude is long enduring predispositions. Long enduring predispositions means you have developed your understanding about something over a long period of time. Long enduring predisposition to act either favorably or against that particular object, place, person, thing. Okay, so that understanding, whether you have to act in favor or in against that particular object, person, or thing, that you have developed in a long enduring manner. It is not the case that you have developed today that understanding and tomorrow you will change. So that is called attitude. Okay, so attitude is a long enduring predisposition to act in favor or against about a particular object, place, or person or thing. So that is what you think, that I should act in a manner. That is your attitude. Okay, so if you are having that particular attitude, means understanding function, means if you have a particular attitude that I should act in a manner, then you are understanding in that way. So you are organizing and interpreting that particular thing. For example, you are reading the constitution and you have a positive attitude towards constitution, then you will interpret that constitution in a progressive manner. And same goes with the civil servants. Then utilitarian or need function, you are acting in a particular manner because if you act in that manner, you will get some reward or punishment. That is next thing. Third is value expressive function. You are having that attitude because you value that particular thing and help establish self identity. Think about the Virat Kohli. In the cricket field, he is very, very aggressive, and he feel that whenever he is aggressive, he performs well, and he expressed that value in a particular manner. Okay, so this is the case. Then another one is the ego defensive function. Ego defensive function means you are protecting your self esteem. That's where you are having that particular attitude. I am again saying this question will with all possibility will not be asked. You should focus about this thing. See, attitude change. And this is the thing very, very important for your exam. Attitude change is very, very important. And you can add this quote that a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You cannot go anywhere until you change it. So see the strength of the attitude. It is considered as if you have a negative attitude, it is like a flat tire. You have to change that attitude. Then you are able to achieve something in your life. You cannot change anything. You cannot reach anywhere. This is first thing why we need attitude change or positive attitude. Second thing is why we are focusing more on attitude change. If we are already having laws, rules and regulation, we are already having the laws, rules and regulation, then first of all understand why do we need laws, rules and regulation. We need laws, rules and regulation because we consider that humans are rational. This understanding will help you write better answers. Try to think. We have laws, rules and regulation because it is thought that humans are rational beings. That if law will say something, everyone will adhere to the law. Like Socrates adhered. Socrates said, state is supreme. We should respect the state and the law made by the state. But that is not the case. We have laws related to dowry. We have laws related to child labor, child marriage. But still these things happens. So social evils are prevalent despite having rules, laws and regulation. So in that background, we need to focus on attitude change. Second thing, when we have laws, rules and regulation, and these laws, rules and regulation mandate something, we need external bureaucracy. We need external bureaucracy to ensure the compliance. But that compliance can be forced. That compliance can be forced. But if you achieve the attitude change, the compliance will be spontaneous. The compliance will come on its own. So I hope this idea is very, very clear. Now you see, next thing. Yes, I have enumerated some points like what kind of negative attitude or the social evils are prevalent in our society. There is problem of sarpanchpati. You all know there is a provision of reservation of for women, 33% reservation minimum in the local self-government. But there is a problem of sarpanchpati. There is a problem of dowry, despite having dowry related law. There is a problem of child marriage, child labor, mental health stigma. Women are considered as weaker sex, despite having laws for women empowerment. Then childbirth at home is still a problem, despite having provisions for institutional delivery. Then environment protection. People are still bursting the firecrackers. Last Diwali, you all must have seen the situation in Delhi and the despite having ban on the normal crackers, people busted that. There is problem of linguistic chauvinism. Although there are provisions that we should respect all the languages, there are problem of acid attack, corruption, feticide. So these are the problem reflect that people having negative attitude about a particular situation or the particular phenomena or the practice. So attitude change is required because laws, rules and regulations are not successful in dealing with that. So, but to some extent, success has been achieved with this attitude change. For example, Panchayat web series has shown how Sarpanchpati problem is still there and that can be handled with proper attitude change. And the Sarpanch Manju Devi has sung the song national anthem and she has performed the work also. So such kind of media plays an important role in attitude change. Then individual IAS officer or the positive minded officer can perform attitude change. or bring attitude change. Like IAS Bhubalan, he was posted in Karnataka during COVID 19 problem, and he stopped at least 176 plus uh, say child marriages in 1 year only. And to some extent, he was very successful in bringing the attitude change for a child marriage. Okay, then you see mental health stigma. There is Radio Nallika, Kerala, a child protection commission for protection of child rights, that has come up with Radio Nallika. It provides information for for ensuring that there is no mental health stigma. So these are the problems or the examples you will be writing. Okay, then for as it is considered that women are the weaker sex, then selfie with daughter campaign is there. Then childbirth at home. So collective effort at Mallapuram. At Mallapuram, this success was achieved, and institutional delivery of the child was very become prevalent. Then for in Delhi, this Ramlila theme was used to encourage people take steps for environment protection. Then linguistic chauvinism and acid attack problem was reflected in Durga Puja theme. See how religion and cultural practices are being involved to ensure better uh, attitude change. For corruption, there is CVC organized Vigilance Awareness Week, and walkathon awareness was organized. I will show you how it was in news, and you will be using the current affair in your answers. Then for feticide, the local self-government are involving in the Piplantri. This the name is Piplantri, and ecofeminism is very famous. They uh, plant saplings at the birth of the girl child. Okay, so these initiatives aim to transform negative attitude into the positive social change. Now let me show you how these examples you can use. Just have a look. Where is it? Yes, see. This was in news. Mallapuram delivers in its fight against home birth. And see, with the help of district administration, police, religious institution, media coverage, everything is written in this. You can read it. You will realize this is the collective effort that has brought positive attitude change. Next, global risk report says the fake news and misinformation is a major risk. And to address this major risk, schools, institution of socialization, they are using schools to bring and inculcate childs and enable childs to discriminate fake news from the correct news. See this. Students who received the treatment become sharper in uh, telling facts from fiction, sharper at telling facts from fiction, and shared less misinformation, trusted better sources, relied more science compared to controlled group of students did not undergo the program. So see how schools are very important in not just providing curricular education, but in attitude change. Then you see, this is what I was saying. This walkathon to promote vigilance, awareness, and collective integrity. So CBC has organized this. PNB Bank has taken leap forward. Then you see this. How Ramlila are being utilized. See, platform of Ramlila Durga Puja disseminate important message in national interest, national public interest. Okay. Then भाई क्या समझ नहीं आ रहा है Vikram, what is the problem? Tell me. I think you have joined now only. That's why you are not able to understand. Then see how Durga Puja is being used for Bengali pride. It is said that language matter of debate means संवाद का विषय है विवाद का नहीं. It's the matter of debate, not the tool of debate, not the tool of conflict. So this you can mention. Then you see how acid attack survivor issue has been taken up. This shows how religion is important for your attitude change. Then let us see what are the factors that are important for attitude change. If you have any doubt, please ask. I am giving you a minute. You can ask if you have any doubt so far. See, this is what I was saying. There is a limitations of laws, rules, and regulation. So we need attitude change because of the limitation. There are institutions that plays important role for attitude change. There are some means, the tools for attitude change. Then there are people that plays important role for attitude change. So for factors like institution में family, education institution, peer group, media, government, religion, and I have demonstrated the examples also. Then you see for means, in case of means, you see the persuasion, the nudge effect, and social influence. Then, so these are the tools you will be using for, say, attitude change. Then you see behavior is guided by attitude. Why behavior is guided by attitude? If a person is holding some attitude, over the period of time that person has developed some attitude, long enduring predispositions that person has developed, and that person will be acting in that manner only. The held, attitude held, and the behavior demonstrated. These two things are very, very same. Why? Because that behavior is the core of the character. Sorry, that attitude is a core of the character. You have developed over a period of time. उस टाइप का इंटेंट आपने डेवलप किया है. So that is a core of the character. Then attitude guides the moral intuition. Moral intuition. When you have to act in a with morality, you go by your attitude. Then it acts as natural inspiration to act in that manner. So natural instinct. Then belief. What you believe, you become. What is called manifestation, positive manifestation, and you act in that manner. Is it clear? Then you see why I'm telling this. There was a question that, see this question. Attitude is formed by cognitive element, affective element, and behavioral element. These are the three components of attitude, and these attitude and behavior are aligned. Means the attitude you have and the behavior you demonstrate, those are same. But in some cases, the attitude you held and the behavior you demonstrate is different. These are contrary. Why is this happening? So whenever you have to write that behavior and attitudes are aligned to each other, then you will be giving these arguments that why behavior and attitude are aligned to each other. These are the pointers you will be writing, because it is the core of your character. For example, this is the argument. That is what I am saying. Give argument followed by example. Like example, you will be writing Gandhiji, non-violence. Gandhiji has attitude of non-violence and he was reflecting non-violence. For example, in Chauri Chaura case, guided by moral intuition. You can give the example of Nelson Mandela, guided by moral intuition, and he formed Reconciliation Commission, forgiveness, then natural inspiration. In that manner, you will be giving the arguments and examples. Then you see these are the points that what is the difference. The components, three components are there: the cognitive component, the affective component, and behavioral component. In cognitive component, we mean about what you believe, what you think is cognitive. Then what you feel is emotion, affective component. Then what behavior you have presented in past is your action. So based on these three things, your attitude is shaped. Based on these three things, your attitude is shaped. Then belief, for example, if you believe that something is dangerous, think about loin. If you believe loin is dangerous, then you will have feeling of fear, emotion of fear will arouse, and the action will be run away. Then you will run away. This behavior is of past behavior. What you have done in past, that you will do now also. Then think about something is linked to that is stereotype. Direct question is asked: stereotype, prejudice, and discrimination. What is the difference? When you feel, when you think that blacks are inferior to white, it means you are having a stereotype. Then affective component is you will hate the blacks. That is your prejudice. Now you start feeling. The feeling part has come. Feel. Then behavior part, you are discriminating. Then you are racist. In a same way, if you believe in, if you think that there is a concept or notion of purity and pollution, or pure or impure, then you will dislike a particular community, dislike the people of particular caste. Then your action is casteist. In a same manner, the example of, you can say, these are the examples where attitude, the cognitive component, the affective component, and behavioral components are aligned to each other, and this is the manifestation of your attitude. Then if you think about environment protection, there is a IPCC report that says there is a problem of climate change, and you feel bad about that. There is a so much of pollution, you feel bad about that. Then your behavior is eco-friendly, and you are not busting the firecracker. So this is aligning with your uh, cognitive component, affective component, and behavioral component. Then think about, you believe that exercise is good for health, but you think exercise करने के बाद थक जाते हैं, it's tiring. Then you will not dislike that particular exercise. Dislike. You will dislike that, and you may not go for exercise. It means you are holding the attitude that exercise is good for health, but it is not in your behavior. This you can correlate. Most of us believe that yes, exercise should be done, but you don't go for exercise daily. Like junk food, you believe that junk food is bad, but you feel good when you eat, then you eat that. So again, the behavior and your attitude and behavior is not aligned. Think about the answer writing or class session. You all believe yes, मेंस अगर क्लियर करना है then you have to write the answer. But जब लिखते हैं, it is not that smooth. It creates problem. It is tiring. थक जाते हैं. Then you people don't write the answer. So again, attitude and behavior का mismatch. So when all three are aligned, there will be coherence in attitude and the behavior demonstrated. I hope this is clear. Now you see something called moral attitude. There are two types of attitude. If you have any doubt till this point, you can ask. I am taking a minute of pause. Please ask. Attitude change समझ में नहीं आया. Can you explain that? Attitude change is something like there are laws, rules, and regulation. There are laws, rules, and regulation, and the person is not adhering to rules or laws. Or if, for example, take the person riding and not wearing the helmet. There are uh, laws for that, okay, but the person is not wearing the helmet. Then you have to encourage that these people wear the helmet. So attitude change is required. And for detailed explanation, you can watch this video again. So attitude change is required because there is a limitation of laws, rules, and regulation, and because it requires adherence and external administrative mechanism. So I hope now it is clear, and you can watch the session again for detailed understanding. Now I am telling you how attitudes are of two types. Some attitudes are like, for example, a person A and second person is B. A person A likes red color and B like blue color. Is there something right or wrong with respect to someone liking red color or someone else is liking blue color? I think there is nothing called right and wrong. So whenever the preferences or long enduring predisposition to act in a positive manner or negative manner in favor or against that, that is not related to right or wrong. These attitudes are called amoral attitude. Amoral attitude. But there are some attitudes, those are related to rightness and wrongness. वो right और wrong होता है. If you are not behaving in a good manner, for example, you are standing at the road and person is passing and this person has met with an accident and you are not taking that person to the hospital, then you are not good. You are not, your action is not righteous. There is no righteousness in your action. Means your attitude is not morally just. So moral attitudes are attitude concerned with the righteous manners. Moral attitude is not neutral concept. ये neutral नहीं है. Like about person's likes or dislike related to the color or the food choice, whether vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Okay, the clothes they wear, the uh, all these things. So these are neutral attitude and something called righteous attitude or virtuousness. So these include the goodness, the respect, the love and compassion, selflessness, empathy. This person, it reflects kind of love and compassion. This is compassionate attitude, considerate, and having considerate about the elderly population. So moral attitudes shape our character, our action, ultimately a better world. After moral attitude, one more component is in your syllabus is political attitude. Whenever the question is asked on political attitude, you have to divide the answer in these two parts: the political ideology and second is political culture. Okay, so in political ideology, you will be thinking about what kind of political party you have. So if you are young, you will support a party that is focusing more on employment generation. Employment generation. If if the party is in the area, that area is more driven by people those are unemployed, driven by is habited by the people those are very poor, so they will support a party those are providing the freebies. So ideology or the attitude of the person for a particular political party will be driven by the situation in which they are in. Political attitude is also driven by the about the politician. Think about the attitude you had about Raghav Chadha, and now you are having that attitude about that particular person. Okay, so politician, what type of politician you are facing, that also decides your say your attitude. Then political culture also very important in shaping the political attitude. Your political attitude can be manifested in the form of voting, the conversing, the protest, and the inner party democracy. Then the movement they have. Political attitude was very prominent in Anna Hazare movement. I hope this is clear. So political attitude पे जब भी सवाल आता है, you have to divide it into these three parts: political ideology and political culture. In ideology, there are two: political party and politician. When I will be discussing the answers to some of the questions of this attitude unit in the next session, that is on day after tomorrow, I will demonstrate how this can be used in a better manner. That day I will take some questions also. Now I am demonstrating you. See, these are the quotes you can use. One quote I have given you, that attitude is like a flat tire. Until you change it, you cannot reach anywhere. Okay. So these are the say quotes you can write. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on the earth can help the man has the wrong mental attitude. Thomas Jefferson has said. Then, next quote: all birds find shelter during a rain, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. Problems are common, but the attitude makes the difference. The same idea: positive minded officer, negative minded officer. Positive minded officer will make the things anyhow and achieve success. Interpret the rule in the for the success of the case. The positive minded officer will focus on the substance of the case. Rules and regulation are same. Negative minded officer will focus on forms rather than substance. Is it clear? Then see, weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Okay, because these negative minded officers performing negatively, rejecting the complaint based on the format, not focusing on the substance. Substance is important because we are today welfare state. We have DPSP that envisages that every citizen must be given due respect. There should be fraternity, equality, justice. That will happen with the positive minded officer. Then optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope. So again, hope is the positive attitude. Okay, now we are moving towards, we have seen how institutions are used for attitude change. Institution like education institution I have shown, the media, the religion. Can anyone tell me what example I gave you when I was talking about the religion can be important for attitude change? Please mention. I have given 2-3 examples. The religion plays important role in attitude change. Tell me whether you have learned something or not. Yes, Shivya, right. Durga Puja. I have also given the example of, say, uh, Ram Leela. Okay, so these tools have been used for acid attack survivor, linguistic chauvinism, environment protection. Yes, Ram Leela theme. Good, good. Now you see social influence. Now I am moving towards the means that are used for attitude change. So far, I have covered how institutions are used. Now I'm talking about the means. Means what are the tools you use for attitude change? So one tool is social influence. Social influence is like having change belief, attitude, and behavior. So this means can be used for this particular end to change the belief, attitude, and behavior. These are the external factors. Social influence are like external factor. These can be real or imaginary. Real means real people are doing that. Imaginary means imaginary hypothetical things you will see and you will do that. Then can occur without intention. So the social influence can be intentional and non-intentional. So my point is, whenever question is asked on social influence, bring these 4 points. It creates change and reinforce cognition. If you write these 4 things, it will set the tone for introduction. Set the tone for introduction. You are defining what does it mean. Then what are the factors that affect the factors affecting social influence? When the social influence will be more and more firm, that let us see. So normative influence means what ought to be the case. If that is happening, you will do that. Means wearing a uniform because someone else does, because that is the norm of the society. That's why you are doing that. Like Sanskritization of caste system. Means lower caste people start performing the rituals that are performed by upper caste. So that is a social influence, normative influence. Then informational influence. You are informed about something, that you are said, okay, if you take the vaccine, the COVID will not happen, or the particular disease will not happen. So informational influence. You confirm because you believe others have better information. Means दूसरे लोग कर रहे हैं तो उनको ज्यादा पता होगा, इसीलिए कर रहे हैं, चलो हम भी कर लेते हैं. This is the understanding. Then you are in a particular situation, that's why you are doing that. Situation means if you are in a library, you have to study. So you see others are doing that, chalo main bhi kar leta hu. Then group size. If group size is large, more people are doing that, then you will also be doing that. Then cohesiveness. If some friendly person tell you, okay, if you do that, the success rate will be high. So cohesiveness also decides the social influence. Then importance of object. If someone asks you, please get friendship with that person, with all possibility, you can say, okay, I will do that, because other one has said. Then if person asks you, okay, please get married to that person, then you will be thinking twice or thrice, or you take more time whether I should get married to that person, because object is very, very important in case of marriage, but in case of friendship, that object is not that important. I hope this idea is very, very clear, the importance of object. Then character of the individual. Whether if your character is very, very strong, you are confident about your understanding, you firmly believe in particular thing, then the influence will be very, very less. Think about Satyendra Jain and this NHAI engineer. This person was of very, very strong character. He was not influenced by other people, because all the other people must have seen that yes, corruption is going on in the golden quadrilateral project. But he was not influenced by okay, others are not doing, why should I do? He was very, very firm in character. So influence is less when your character is strong. Then power equation. Power equation means who is saying that. And cohesiveness is also important. Whether some celebrity is saying that, then you trust that. That's why you can follow that. I hope this is clear. So these are the points you will be writing, that what are the factors affecting social influence. Then you see what is the meaning of persuasion. Persuasion is the special case of social influence. You see like this. This is social influence, and persuasion is very, very specific inside that. So persuasion is important because it is the special case, and because social influence can be intentional or unintentional also, but persuasion is intentional only, so it is intentional. Exclude force and coercion. In persuasion there is no force, no coercion. Achieve private acceptance. Persuasion is done means you persuade someone to achieve the private acceptance, means you make that person to accept your terms. So that is called persuasion. Is it okay? So there are techniques for persuasion also. Like I have told you, the factors of social influence, there are techniques, not 5 techniques, there are many. So social proofing, you copy others, as someone else is doing, you will also do. If you are being persuaded by some expert, if doctor is saying that okay, less, take less salt, then you will trust that person. Then local leader, many time it is said okay, local leader ko involve karo, because local people trust that leader. Celebrities, Amitabh Bachchan says darwaja band campaign. Then religious guru, okay, if they say something, most of the people will follow. Then panchayats, Piplantri ka example I have given, ecofeminism. Then municipalities are doing something. Asha worker for family planning, they persuade. Postman is very very important for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. They were included. Then approval from the current or past user. If past user जिसने किसी चीज को यूज किया है, if that person is saying please do that, I am rating that 5, then you are more there is possibility that you will be following that particular thing. Then peer social proofing, if your friend has referred you, okay, please use this, then there is a possibility that you will be persuaded. Leverage default rule, all the government department has said that whenever you are being paid for your particular work, there will be deduction of TDS of 10%. This 10% TDS is by default deducted to ensure that to get this TDS return, this money return, you will be filing the ITR. So default rule is leveraged to ensure that you are persuaded to file the income tax return. This is the example. Then scarcity complex. आपने देखा होगा मिंत्रा में, अमेजोन में, they said just 2 products are left for limited time only. Then reciprocity, you all know Geo. They gave free of cost, then they said now you use it. So reciprocity. Create moral debt. Attention seeking, clear message. दो बूंद जिंदगी की, such kind of slogan is given so that you are persuaded to take the pulse polio drop. Then messenger liking, you like that person, just that's why you are doing that. Okay, so it can be done like Ranveer Singh is promoting some kind of unorthodox, say, dressing style and all. Okay, then a public commitment. You take unity pledge. You all know unity pledge is taken on a 31st October, Sardar Patel birth anniversary. So unity pledge. When you take unity pledge in public, you are more bound to follow that. Then environmental priming, the library wala example you can add. Then nudging. How many of you have seen the nudging happens in the stairs of Delhi Metro? They have written here that if you go by stairs, you will burn these many calories, like 1 calorie, 1.5 calorie, like that they have written. So this is an example of nudging. They are not uh, commanding you, not mandating you, but they are simply saying if you use these stairs, there is calorie burn for you. So this is nudging. Because if you go for incentive, it is costly. If you say please don't use the lift, I will give you 5 rupees. So it is costly. If you mandate, you need a person that if someone is violating that mandate, there will be some penalty. Something between is called nudging. That is very, very important, between incentive and mandate. So you can use that aspect also. Then you see these are the questions I have already shown you. I have shown you the points also. See, the question is asked like that. Uh, this is not UPSC question, but this can be asked any day. As an administrator, develop intervention program for attitude change in corruption free India. Means you want to have a corruption free India, then intervention program you have to develop. Then don't say ki everything will be done by the government only. Say what means you will be adopting. So persuasion, social influence, nudging. What institution you will employ. So you will employ the family level, the educational level, educational institution, the media. Media is also promoting corruption. How? Puspa, jhukega nahi. So they are glorifying corruption. So mention that. Then other institution you can mention. I have shown you how educational institutions are being used. Then peer group you can involve. Then religious guru you can involve. So this is the way, the collective aspect. And the political attitude wala question, you can add these points: the political ideology, the politician, and the next one was related to say the political culture, the voting, the conveying, the all these things, right? So collective effort is required, laws are required, other mechanism, rationality also required. I have shown you that. See how emotions are used for attitude change. Emotions are also used for attitude change. You all see how for such Bharat Abhiyan, Gandhi ji was used. On the 22nd of October, it was launched in 2014. Why this date? Because everyone relate with Gandhi ji. There is an emotional appeal. उनका चश्मा यूज किया गया गांधी जी का एज अ सिंबल. That is emotion. Selfie with daughter to emulate the emotions. People will feel, yes, daughter has some role to play. Daughter is not a burden. Okay, so selfie with daughter type of thing. We all say the Sita Ram. See, the name of the girl is coming first. Okay, then the name of the boy is coming, man or women, whatever you can say. So this shows the how emotions can be employed. So while uh, as an administrator develop the intervention program, so bring all these points. I hope this is very very clear. Then you see I have explained these examples how you will be using your current affair article in the answers. Okay, see this. मेरी शक्तियों का गलत इस्तेमाल हो रहा है माँ, हो गया है या किया गया है. So this is called negative attitude of the person, and you have given that person power. Power is given to a person having negative attitude. So I hope this is very very clear. So attitude, positive minded person, negative minded person, you can realize that. Okay, then see, next unit is related to emotional intelligence. I am not taking much time. It will take just 10 more minutes. I am giving you the broad framework or understanding. Just see. Emotional intelligence, there are four key terms or four topics: the concept, the dimensions, the utility, and application. Utility in administration, utility in governance. Application in administration, administration and administration and governance. Okay. Now you see this image first. This image shows vandalism. This image shows burning of the public property, damaging public property. Now see this image. We demand justice. We fight for our rights. There is a protest. There is democracy. What it shows, you have seen. Now see this. We demand Lokpal. We fight for corruption. India against corruption. See again this image. This is a acid attack thing. This is again Quit India movement. So you see these visuals and you will realize that everyone can become angry. That is easy. You can become angry. You can vandalize the public property. You can lynch a person, mob lynching. But to be angry with right person, right degree, right time, and right way, that is not easy. Think about Anna Hazare, Malala Yousafzai, Quit India movement. All these reflects that these people know that what is the right time to become angry, whom to become angry, to what degree become angry, what is the right time and the right way. So it reflects that over the time you are very very successful in managing your emotions. Now you see it requires more than intelligence to act intelligently, Aristotle. So in this way you are adding the quotation part. Now, so what is more important, IQ or EQ? Daniel Goleman, who has given the idea of emotional intelligence, that person says it is 80% of emotional intelligence that is required for the success, and only 20% IQ that is required for the success, because big things are not done alone. It requires team to achieve big success. And whenever there is team to ensure that team is working efficiently, you need to ensure that the team has coherence, the team has some kind of coordination and cohesion, and that will come with emotional intelligence only. Now you see, there are five attributes of emotional intelligence. There are two about awareness, self awareness, and social awareness, two about management, the self management, and relationship management, and next one is related to motivation. And this motivation relates with yoga karmashu kausalam, striving for excellence. You will strive with motivation till the time you develop the excellence. So, in this way, you are including your text, your sacred text called Bhagavad Gita, that is the Indian philosophy, in your answers of ethics. So, it that adding these things will give you an edge. Extra marks आप score करोगे if you add these things. Then you see there is a topic mentioned in the syllabus is related to yes. So see, first these self awareness, social awareness, self regulation, self motivation, and relationship management. These things you have to cover with these broad four heads. What is self awareness? What is social awareness? What is self regulation? What is say relationship management, and what is self motivation? Then if you have this, what are the benefits you will derive? What are the examples of that? Who has achieved that? And how to inculcate that? If you cover in these four heads with proper example, your work is done. Okay, so I believe you all must be having some kind of notes for that. If you are not having those notes, let me know. I will assist you in that. Okay, please mention in the comment section or call in the uh, given mobile number. We will be providing those notes also. Or I will share my Telegram ID. You can mention there. I will share the notes or the link, whatever is required. Okay, because time is not permitting us to cover all these points in great detail. But whenever I will be taking emotional intelligence questions of previous year, I will discuss these pointers in great detail. Okay, then there is another topic called utility and application of emotional intelligence in administration and governance. So any question is asked on administration or governance, always focus on this framework. In governance or in administration, we have individual officer. So how emotional intelligence will help that particular officer? If that officer has emotional intelligence, this officer will be able to maintain the balance between work and personal life. He will not too much engrossed with the work or not too much engrossed with personal life and neglecting the work. A balance can be achieved if individual officer has emotional intelligence. It has a very, very important role in governance. Second, you are talking about intra-organization, within the organization. Within the organization, horizontal means how peer groups are working together. Okay, one peer is not pulling the leg of another one. They are working together in coherence. Vertical, how seniors and juniors are behaving. Whether the junior is listening to the words of the senior, or senior is listening to the words of the junior. Think about Vikram Sarabhai and APJ Abdul Kalam. When the missile test failed, it was the emotional intelligence of Vikram Sarabhai that he faced the press conference. Okay, and you can add this aspect extended to the Indian cricket team. Rahul Dravid uh, face the media when India lost the match, World Cup. But next time when India won the T20 World Cup, it was Rahul Dravid who allowed the Rohit Sharma to face the conference. So all these things reflect the junior senior have some kind of uh, emotional intelligence and cohesiveness. You can talk about the inter-organizational level. How at the inter-organizational level you can develop the emotional intelligence very, very importantly. Finance ministry is very, very important ministry that allocate the fund to the multiple ministries. If that ministry is not having emotional intelligence, what problem you will face? You will face a problem that which ministry should be given which how much fund. Finance ministry, defense ministry is asking, the ministry of social justice is asking. Okay, so this is all is required. I hope you are able to understand the point I am making here. Then you see how the government and public level, it is very, very important between government and the public citizens. So have this framework whenever question is asked how a particular value is used in administration and governance. It can be also asked for good governance, how emotional intelligence is leading to good governance. So you are uh, writing all the components of good governance. There are 8 attributes of good governance that can be summarized in the form of perfecta, and you will be using that and writing the answers. That question will be like X lead to Y. X is emotional intelligence and Y is good governance. And X has 5 attributes like self-awareness, social awareness, and there is relationship management, self-management, and self-motivation. And there are 8 components of good governance. So link every component with the other one and bring how this emotional intelligence lead to good governance. I hope this is clear. Then you see this case study, the case study I was talking about, that you are heading a rescue operation in an area affected by severe natural calamity. And the rescue work is disrupted by heavy rainfall, damage, and supply route. And see, there is people were heckle and even assault some of your team member. In that scenario, team member are severely injured, faced crisis. Team member pleaded you to call off the operation. So this calling of appeal requires emotional intelligence. Which component of emotional intelligence? The self-regulation. You will hold your emotions that no, driven by the welfare state ideals, driven by the ideals that we have to serve the citizens in a best possible manner. That's why we have to we need not call off this operation. We have to convince the people that we are delivering in a best possible manner, and how I will discuss in great detail how this case study should be taken up and what aspects you have to cover. Because अगर ऐसे crisis को देख के you will call off the session, then how the a bomb diffuser will enter in a building where the bomb has been planted? How firefighters will enter the building where the fire is there? Everyone comes out of the fire building when the firefighters enter the building. So they are driven by public service, and public service demands a kind of a selflessness. So that kind of idea you have to mention. Then you see the questions like they have asked, what is emotional intelligence? You can define that. Then how can it be developed in the people? So I have told you in the 4 manner you have to study that. 5 component means what it is, what are the benefit, and what are the example, and how to develop. So if you cover this how to develop, you will be able to write the answer. 2013. Anger is harmful negative emotion. I have shown you the visuals that people are involved in mob lynching, people are involved in acid attack. It is injurious for personal life and work life. Discuss, lead to negative emotion, undesirable behavior. Then, how will you apply emotional intelligence in administrative practices? This question has been asked in 17. So it is question like X lead to Y. Add this. Then emotional intelligence, ability to make your emotions work for you instead of against you. Work for you instead of against you. So this is a code type question. I will cover that also. Then hatred is destructive person wisdom. So hatred is there, means you are failed for not able to maintain self-regulation. This is what I told you, ability to make emotions work for you instead of against you. If emotions are working for you, it means emotional intelligence. Generally, it is considered that emotions make person weak. But if you are emotionally intelligent, it will be your strength. Then you see main component of emotional intelligence. Very, very simple question 5. Can it be learned? What I told you, you have to discuss in 4 ways. What are the benefit, examples, and how to develop. Yes, it can be developed. Then crisis of conscience. In case of crisis of conscience, does emotional intelligence help overcome the same without compromising ethical moral stand? So again, the same thing. Emotional intelligence is helping you because crisis of conscience happen when you lack self-awareness. Self-awareness. If you lack self-awareness, and how emotional intelligence, self-awareness will help you overcome that, because you know which value is close to your heart. When Chori Chora incidents happen, Gandhiji was given option that let the movement go. But he said, I firmly believe in non-violence and I will not let the movement continue because it is against my value. So crisis of conscience was not with the Gandhiji. In that manner, you will understand. Then the will to power exists. It can be tamed. Will to power means you all must have heard about uh, Haryana SP was saying, break the head, break the head of the farmers during protest. So it is the will to power. It can be tamed, guided by rationality and principle. In that case, that SP was not driven by emotional intelligence. He was acting in rash. I hope this is clear. Then there is enough on this earth for human need, nothing for greed. Then again, self-regulation is required. Relationship management is required. Relationship management with the same generation people and the upcoming generation, because we have borrowed this earth for the future generation. We have not inherited. That is the quote. So all these questions you can read, and you will all get this PDF. So you can refer that. Try to write some answers, whatever you can. I will discuss all these questions, not all, but all the type of questions, so that uh, the previous year questions are covered sufficiently. So if you need any assistance, reach out to us. We will be more than happy to assist you. Thank you. This is all from my side. If you need any assistance, or if you want to ask something, please mention in the comment section. I will reply that. You can also message me on this Telegram. I have mentioned the Telegram ID. You have any doubt related to notes, related to understanding, anything you want to ask related to your preparation, you can message me. If you have any doubt, please ask. Can you let me know, is this session helpful? Did you learn anything new? Something new at least? Sajad Ahmad is saying, please share the notes. Yes, you message me on this Telegram. I will share. You can ask for that. Or the PDFs and all this will be uploaded in the dashboard. You can take access from the Edukemy dashboard also. Edukemy dashboard, these papers will be uploaded. Previous year questions and the content for study. My pleasure, Bhagat Vasudev. Glad to hear that you like the session. Anything else anyone want to ask? If there is any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, uh, surely, sir, got a brief idea. I have discussed one entire unit in great detail. Attitude, I have covered every aspect, every thing mentioned in the syllabus. If you go through that and cover this much, there will be absolutely no problem in your answer writing with respect to that particular unit. And for emotional intelligence, I have given you the broad framework because that unit is very, very easy. Rational India 4716. Thank you for you also. You have joined. Anything else you want to ask? Okay, I think I should wind up the session. Shivya, I hope you will be writing some of the answers. You will get these questions in the Edukemy uh, portal and write some of the answer. Try them with that much content. If you have made the notes, more than that is not required in any way. This is good much content. Okay, I think I should wind up the session. I'm just waiting for a few minutes. If there is something else for you to ask. Yes, yes. Okay, then good night to all of you. Bye.